Hey friends, Mario here. We're doing a Dragon Quartz audio video, and we are doing the ultimate shootout on 4 self-powered speakers, what some call self-powered monitors, but monitors mean studio monitors. If they're accurate or not, that's not necessarily the case. The 4 that we're going to review and talk about are speakers that I have heard myself in my house and in the shop, side by side. And as some of you realize, I'm a jazz pianist. I have an awesome high resolution audiophile main system, and to compare to everything, which sounds crystal clear with super high dynamics and resolution, my Cayenne KT88 amplifier, my JBL 530 speakers, turntable, Amari LP10 turntable with the Nagalka MP110 cartridge, that system, running through the Junction 20th anniversary JA1 preamp. That system sounds infinitely better than anything that you might think sounds great as a self-powered monitor. I don't care what it is. So anyway, here we go. 4 speakers that you need to know about. This is going to be the ultimate shootout, and I'm going to tell you about each one real fast and compare real fast. The Hi-Fi Swans OS-10s, the smallest of the bunch, a 4-inch two-way, wrapped in a cool looking fabric wrapped kind of little cabinet for computer desktop applications. Gotten a lot of great reviews, though I don't know why, and I'll tell you more about that. Second speaker, next up the line. Oh, by the way, the OS-10s are something like 180 bucks a pair. Okay, next up the line, absolutely beautiful Edifier lacquer black r2000db. It's been around a long time. Currently priced on Amazon at like $250 a pair or more. Wow. Clean speaker. We'll talk more about it. Third speaker up the line, the newcomer on the block. And this is a big deal, and this is what prompted me to do this shootout, because I bought them. And that is Edifier's brand new tri-amped 3-way with a 5-inch internal downward firing subwoofer inside the cabinet, and the 3.5-inch 2-way on the front. Edifier's done a great thing here. The Edifier MR5 retails on Amazon for $350. I bought them, and I'm glad I did, but I'm here in China, and you're not going to want to hear toward the end of this video how much I paid for them. You're going to be upset. And finally, oh, by the way, of the 3 I just mentioned, the MR5s are so far the best. You would say the most dynamic, and it makes sense that they would be a bit better, a bit more dynamic than the Edifier r2000s, right? They're a newer and tri-amped. They're a beefier design. They're a bigger cabinet and everything. So it makes sense that you'd say that they're better, sort of. And then finally, just so you know where things like the Edifier r2000dbs are in the scheme of things, and the Edifier MR5s, and speakers that have been very closely compared to the Edifier MR5s recently, like the JBL L305s and L306s, which everybody knows about and highly recommends. Say, for the money, if you can match the JBL L305 studio powered monitors, though they're ugly as hell, the newer ones are, you're doing great. Well, the 4th shootout matchup is with the much better speaker and more expensive for the money, and that is older model, the Hi-Fi Swans. But the original that they came out with is an audiophile speaker, the self-powered M200 Mark IIs. They have that funny looking wood on the side. I think they're kind of ugly with the weird looking grill and wood on the side, but you might think that they're gorgeous too. So what happened with these 4 speakers and their price points? Let me go through it. Swans OS-10s. Bought them on the recommendation from Z Reviews, who normally does great reviews. Says, well, those sound amazing. Folks, I'd throw them in the garbage. I'll ship them to you for free. They sound like crap. I bought them here in China for like $100 a pair, $700, 700 RMB. From the moment I bought them, I had them on my desktop, sitting on top of bricks, put them on my home system, my home projector theater system, where I just have 2 speakers in the front. I don't have a center channel. I don't care. No matter what, I was dissatisfied. They sound like crap. They're very colored. They have a terrible mid-bass hump. You can't adjust anything unless you can get an equalizer on your mobile phone to adjust. They're just crap. They look nice. As a computer desktop speaker, they're better than a lot of the 3-inch two-ways that are out there, but that means that I think they're all crap. Very colored, dull high-end. That said, when you're sitting between them, you can kind of tell that they throw out a good soundstage. You can hear voices in the middle and instruments in the middle, and guitars sound kind of clear. That's the best I could say about the Swans OS-10. Anyone highly recommending them is high on something, because I don't highly recommend them. Do not buy them. Not worth the money. Especially you guys got to pay more for them, like $150. Next up, R2000dbs. Slightly larger cabinet, quite larger cabinet, on an angle like the Sonus Faber's. Black lacquer, super quality, black leatherette on the front and top. Smooth speaker, soft speaker, 5 1/4-inch two-way, by the way. Turn up the treble on the back for the soft silk dome, the soft tweeter. The tweeter's soft, but calm. It's a mellow, refined sound. It's really nice. Nothing bloated. That's good to know. Nothing bloated. Turn up the treble so they sound more bright, and I think they give you a more balanced sound. Connects in the back, and bass and treble control. A couple of adjustments with some DSP. Nice speaker. You got to pay $250 for them or more. I get them here for $125. I don't know. So for $250, I don't know. They're nice. They are. Definitely refined sound, smooth, clean sound. There you go. Nothing weird. You know, you don't want bloated bass or anything like that. They do pretty good across the spectrum of music. You could be satisfied with them as a desktop monitor. Put them up. Even as a small main room self-powered monitor. Third, the new Edifier MR5, 5-inch three-way, as I already told you, cranking out total of about 60 watts per side. Same as a little more than the Edifier. 5 1/4-inch internal speaker, deeper, larger cabinet, square, black, ugly. There's nothing sexy about it. The gold cones on the front look nice. Okay, but it's just a big square, it's just a big rectangular deep box with a woofer inside of it. Sound quality, definitely more dynamic than the Edifier 2000db, as you'd think it would be. It's a 5-inch three-way, very, most recent design, with cool, amazing DSP, including an app that gives you unbelievable crossover. You can choose the crossover cutoff point for when you're going to use the subwoofer or cut them off, and let 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hertz. And you can choose the slope of the crossover, 6, 12, 18, or 24 dB. That's incredible DSP. Plus an adjustment for speaker placement, how far you put them near the wall. You can adjust according to that. Plus an equalizer. Wow, can't say enough about the MR5. And a couple of other websites listened to them and said they sound as good as anything else out there in the competition. Meaning, similar 5 1/4-inch, self-powered monitors in about that same price range, around $300 to $350. I heard a comparison to the side-by-side comparison. You can search it on YouTube with the JBL L306. So, wow, they sound so similar. So there you go. I mean, there you go. I mean, how do they sound? They sound fine. They absolutely sound fine, you know? But you're paying way too much money for them, and you're gonna get so mad at me. There's a price arbitrage here in China now on these, and I don't know why. Normally, I can buy these kind of speakers here in China on Taobao for about 30% less than you. But for some reason, the new Edifier MR5s here are only $110 a pair. 1/3 the cost of what you pay on Amazon. And they are identical. I don't know why. At that price, I bought them. And I'm very satisfied because I replaced those crappy Swans OS-10s with them. They are my main speakers for our living room projection screen. And I am very satisfied with the clarity of the vocals, lack of boominess, no intrusive sounds coming, nothing bad coming from the MR5. I'm very satisfied with my purchase. That said, I would never buy them for $350 as much as I wouldn't buy anything in this price range similar for that kind of money that you guys have to pay back there. So I hope you can get them on sale and then go for it. Finally, at the shop where I bought the Edifier MR5s, they had on the shelf, the guy's a good friend of mine, I've been going there for a long time, and he has on the shelf the legendary, like 15 years old design, Swans M200 Mark IIs. These are superb. These are amongst the finest. They're 500 plus bucks, more when they first came out. They were reviewed extremely well. Like, wow, these really sound outstanding. And there are, again, a 5 1/4 inch two-way in a bigger cabinet. They have a far more refined, I'm telling you point blank, I bought the MR5s, I hooked them up directly next to the M200s and switched back and forth. And you listen to the MR5s and go, hey, they sound fine. I'm really glad I bought them. They do. But as soon as you switch to the M200s, you get what you pay for. They have a clearer, refined mid and upper band. It is obvious. They are far cleaner. The dirtiness that's in the sound of, you know, lower quality speakers and crossovers is obvious. The sound of the guitar, the pluck, the trumpet, the snares, the cymbals, everything is clearer, obviously better than the MR5. And folks, the M200 costs 3 times as much. It should be better, shouldn't it? But these are all in the similar category. Now the price on the M200s has come down. If you want the best and you could find them for $400, that's the best buy of every, that's my recommendation number one. If you could find the M200 Mark IIs for like 400 bucks or less back in America, that's your best purchase for as close as you can get to audiophile, hi-fi fidelity sound from this lot of speakers. The MR5 is a very good speaker, but again, recommended, but not at your price that you got to pay for it. That's at $225. I'd buy them. Say, okay, that's not bad. The Edifier r2000db, an amazing speaker. It's more beautiful, like furniture, and it's refined and smooth. Love it. And again, though, you don't want to pay too much for it. And I already told you, the Swans OS-10, throw them in the garbage. Don't buy them. That's it, guys. That's the story. I guess I should mention also that the Edifier MR5s on the back have a lot more controls. Again, I already mentioned they have all that DSP controls. They also have XLR and RCA in and out, and they have a headphone jack on the front. which is really convenient. That's it. I'm going to cut it right there. You get the idea. This is the 4-speaker Shootout. A fascinating comparison between 4 very popular and even famous speaker models. Catch you later, and have a great holiday, everybody. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.